Hello, my friends, and welcome back to a brand new week in a brand new Realm News Flash. I am your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. And today is another one of my impromptu shows. Yes. It's been a super busy week. I've had a blizzard here where I live at the Realm News studio, and which doesn't really affect the show. It's perfect, actually. I can just stay inside and work on podcasting. But I work 2 jobs, and it's just drained me because I work outside in this cold weather. So I was a little drained, and so I didn't have any time to write anything. So I'm just going to do as I did last week and go through the bookmarks I have here. And we do have some news today, but it's going to be in the form of new babies, and I'm going to give you all a clip into this upcoming Thursday's episode, which is going to be the conclusive part 2 with my discussion with the talented Mauvais Garçon. And if you remember correctly from last week, I did mention that Mauvais Garçon has stepped out of the Minecraft content creating scene. They're taking a break, at least, from it. I was sad to see him go, but they're focusing their energy on other things. I wish them best of luck out there. Maybe we'll see him come back and start producing some more quality content again. However, I thought it was a great discussion we had, and I wasn't going to remove it. I like preserving these stories and put them in the history of Realm News. A great content creator, and I think you'll find delight in what he has to say. So I'm going to provide a clip of that later in today's episode, and I hope you'll enjoy that. With that said, I would like to start this episode of Realm News Flash with the news. So when you're ready, let's go. I am recording this Sunday, January 25th at 3:14 p.m. For those who are listening to this publicly, this is coming out on Tuesday, and things may or may not have changed since I've reported this. However, if you are in the copper tier at the Realm News Patreon, then you're going to hear this today, the day I record, and it will be as relevant as it gets here at Realm News. However, I would like to start off today's episode with some news in the form of more babies. Guys, I know some of you out there love this. As I'm going to throw out my opinion here, I'm getting bored with the babies. It's to me, it doesn't. I like to report on things that interest me, and this is just not interesting. But however, I need to report on it. Let me see here. The time was 10 a.m. January 20th. That Minecraft posted on Twitter, now X, this, quote, just in time for the year of the horse. New versions of baby mounts gallop into testing. Donkeys, mules, every horse variant, and thundering into creative mode with a hauntingly cute look are the zombie and skeleton horse. The prancing babies are here, and they are looking mighty cute. So test them in Java now, and Bedrock soon. Learn more here, and they provide a link. And the link takes you to, well, like it always does, to Minecraft.net, to an article that was actually published 5 days prior to this tweet, which is interesting to me. This was written by Sophia Dankus, titled Test Baby Mounts with New Looks, published on January 15th, 2026. Like I said, 5 days before the tweet, which is weird. Anyways, it goes through and tells us that we received 5 new babies. And these babies are what they call fowls. And they come in the form of mules, and like the donkey, and horses. And they come with new sounds that are supposedly really cute to hear, and which are, the neighing and whinnying sounds. They have the versions of the horses, like cream color and all the chestnut color and white color horses, all the different color reflected in as the babies. And they just have the 1 pixel eyes too, which everybody thinks is just adorable. They have skeleton fowls, zombie fowls as well. Like I said, altogether, there is 5 new babies joining the other 8. And it appears that this entire drop's just going to be babies, which blows my mind. Last year at Spring to Life, to me, we had mobs. A lot of people thought were lame. A lot of people just called them reskins. But I mean, at least we had like the firefly bush, leaf litter, the lilies, right? The flowers that are on the ground. There's a big influx of vegetation, ambient sounds, and then of course the variants that came into the Spring to Life drop that help make the overworld more immersive and filled in a lot of gaps, especially in the desert and Badlands, in my opinion, because we also got those flowers on the cacti. And I'm trying to think what else we received. It's slipping my mind right now. But it was much more vibrant than just babies. So far, we have 13 just babies. And I've made this post saying, it wasn't the nicest, but it was in reaction to Michael's post. Let me read his first. He made on January 20th. Quote, "I'm not even going to talk about today's snapshot, by the way. No reason to talk about, or the drop for that matter, in my opinion." And end quote. And then I responded, quote, "It's effing lame. There, I said it. Who really cares about a transitional mob? We get 20 minutes of that design. Personally, I don't pay attention to the babies. I want them to grow faster so I could cook them for meat." End quote. And I meant it. And I was kind of shocked because I got 5,210 views on that, 24 likes. And I meant it because it's true. You made 13 mobs as so far for this drop. We might get some more. I don't know what we're going to get. I'm not very hopeful. I think it's going to be pretty weak, but they only last 20 minutes. Babies, as you know, are not permanent. A lot of people are asking for us to make them, for the devs or the developers at Mojang to give us a method to make them permanent. Somebody suggested a golden apple because that was part of Norse mythology, which I thought was clever. I've seen a lot of good insights, a lot of good insights of like how to preserve them as just permanent babies, because a lot of people, content creators, want that, I guess, for their videos they make. But to me, why do you want babies permanently? I guess, I get it. It's not my thing. I'll just say that it's not my thing at all, and I don't care. Honestly, I don't even pay attention to the babies. I could care how they design the babies because they grow up in 20 minutes. It's really cool that they're taking the time to revamp these. I like how the chicks look. I've already gave my opinions on this, but to make this an entire drop just boggles my mind quite a bit, because this seems quite lackluster for Mojang. Like, in comparison to any of the drops. Like, we've had several drops, folks. We've had the Pale Garden was the first, then Spring to Life, then we had Chase the Skies, then we had the Copper Age, then we had Mounts of Mayhem, and here we are at Babies. And I'm sorry, the Babies is the lamest thing we've had out of the 6 total so far. So, I'm sorry if I'm stepping on toes saying that. Please write in and let me know your opinion. I think the artists, and I've already said this, the artists did a great job with the designs. But, is it worth an entire drop? This could have been lumped in, these 13, with some other features. Like, why didn't you throw in some vegetation? Or, since you're like amping up the farm animals by giving us baby variants of them all, why didn't you make this like a farm life type update? Why we have hay bales, right? Why didn't you add in some more features that make things more farm-like? Because it seems like a farm update to me. Like crops. Could have done some food in this, in my opinion. Could have done some food in this and added in the baby animals as just like filler. Like, hey, We also added in babies instead of here's just babies. The end. 13 babies so far. Maybe next week. I think Mojang likes the number 15, so maybe we'll get a couple more. I don't know. Sheep. I'm guessing we'll get a sheep. I've seen people want that, which makes sense. Let me read a comment that Mint Refresh posted after the one I made. They said, quote, I just like how it makes the game feel more polished and alive. Great changes. As a focus for an entire update? Yeah, it's unfortunately underwhelming. My issue is just the packaging, end quote. I agree with my friend Mint Refresh because they said it very politely and very just in a great way. It is polished. It does add to the aliveness a little, in my opinion. For 20 minutes, they are good changes, but again, as a soul drop for me, like they said, as the focus for an entire update, yeah, it is underwhelming. Quote by another friend who follows Realm News, Hickory, quote, it's like how Lady Agnes talked in the video about how last year was the spring to life drop and focused more on the adult animals, and how this year will be very similar just with baby animals, end quote. Well, maybe we will get some more flora along with the baby fauna. I don't know, folks. Like, I would like to see something else added in there to spice up this update because it needs some serious salvaging here, like some rescue. It's lame. A lot of people are let down by this, like seriously, because not only do we get bombarded with just babies that don't do anything, like seriously, I'm sorry to say this, but you can't get anything out of the babies. You can't ride them. You can't kill them for meat or leather or any other like useful resource. You can't do anything with them, literally can't do anything with them, except for allow them to grow up. So they're just an aesthetic feature. The end. They serve no purpose except for aesthetic purpose, which can be meaningful to many people, but again, pretty lame. Let's see here. The vertical slab, moving on out of the baby dumbness. I posted this on January 19th. Vertical slabs and quote unquote inhibited creativity. And I said, what a great question and interesting response from Jeb, because Jeb responded to this question by Weeville Time. Quote, I'm curious if you can answer this one. For a long time, vertical slabs were denied because they quote unquote inhibited creativity. But I want to know what led to that conclusion. It seems strange that adding more options in a sandbox game would lead to people building less creatively, end quote. Jins responded by saying this, quote, I don't know why people say, quote unquote, inhibited creativity. It seems like some kind of meme people love to repeat. Meme people love to repeat. Last time we seriously discussed this topic, the team argued against it because of UI/UX and tech considerations, end quote. Interesting. But then I have this. Let me see, where is it? And then somebody provided a reasoning for actually, they provided I can zoom in here, a quote saying from Minecraft.net themselves, saying this. The reason, they said, quote, that reasoning actually came directly from the official website itself, and then they provided it. And here it is. Sideways slabs, vertical slabs, upright slabs, and variation thereof, features that inhibit natural creativity or can already be done in other ways are not being considered. So it looks like Cookie Dookie called Jeb out on that, and it just appears that Jeb was not aware of that at all, which is funny. So that was after that was reported, not because of me reporting it. Other people saw that same tweet and started circulating that, some bigger accounts, and it caught some popularity and some traction. I just don't think they knew what was going on. But anyways, moving on here. I want to move on to what I can find in Minecraft Education. Made a post on January 21st. Quote, unveiled at hashtag BetUK26. Sowen's portals to the past. Step from a London museum into ancient Egypt, Greece, and Rome in our newest hashtag Minecraft EDU world, created in partnership with the at Sowan Museum. Discover more, and they provide a link. So that's cool. You can go check out this museum. It looks like you can do a virtual tour or something. Moving on from that, I want to move on to something that I thought was interesting and that my friend Mint Refresh did, let me see here, a little investigative work over is we first saw this post by PNN Minecraft Forever on Twitter, now X, saying, quote, wait, really? Someone should test this. They reposted this that says, did you know sometimes Minecraft will generate, quote unquote, arrow trees, which point to the stronghold, which is a dungeon that you go to reach the final boss of the game. Interesting. And Mint refreshed that day because this was posted on the 21st. I said, there's no way. And then I said, really? Really? Okay. This intrigues me, the Dark Lord. I wonder if this is true. And then Mint Refresh says, I have no clue why some tree generation would depend on a stronghold, of which there are at least 128. Weird generation stuff has happened before, so I guess it's possible. But I'd want to see it tested first. And I said, you going to test it? Next thing I know, like literally after I said that, I don't know, it wasn't that long, maybe an hour later, Mint Refresh posted or replied saying, quote, red wool is a tree, and they have a picture here. It makes an arrow, but they outline the tree. Green wool is where an eye of Ender lands from the tree. And I'm not right on top of the stronghold either. So I'd say that at very least, it does not point to the nearest stronghold on Java. Not that we have the burden of proof anyway. It's very, in quote, that's curious. So they tested it out. It didn't land right on the stronghold. I don't know. I'm looking at the picture. Interesting. Yeah, folks. It was intriguing. So it's not 100% certainty that maybe these arrow trees don't point to it. Maybe it is near one. I'm not sure. But from what Mint Refresh discovers, says, I'd say that at the very least, it does not point to the nearest stronghold on Java. So who knows? Still up in the air. Next, I'd like to say that Minecraft has posted some more stuff on the 23rd. They posted this meme, quote, pattern recognition test, colon, then underneath this, just literally a small a gold square. And I asked, I was like, what is this? Supposed to be in reference to last year's like leaks on the Firefly? And somebody corrected me, and I'm pretty sure they're right. I think it's supposed to be a baby chick. Lame. I'm sorry, folks. It's just lame. They make so many of these bogus memes, and I'm sorry, the babies aren't cool enough to be getting all this promotion or attention. They just whatever. Another piece of news that is going to affect PC users, Windows PC users out there. Looks like Microsoft confirms it will give the FBI your Windows PC data encryption key if asked. And I was looking into that last night, and that seems true. I think there's ways around this. You have to look into it yourself. I'm an Apple user, and I didn't look into it that much further. So anyways, and moving on, it looks like in Minecraft Japan, they, after one of their holidays, like the New Year holiday or something over there, they had a Minecraft tweet saying, quote, belly when I go back to my parents' house. And there's a bunch of those ham shank, dozens of them, like filled up, showing you eat a lot at grandma's house. So I thought that was funny. And folks, that's all I have for the news today. That wraps up all we got. Just babies, 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 and Microsoft's going to steal your data and give it to the FBI. So, yay! Actually, yeah, that's pretty normal these days with all the tech bros. But I wish I had better news to give y'all, more exciting stuff. But maybe next week, maybe this in a few days when this releases on Tuesday when you're listening to this, maybe some really cool stuff just dropped. But until then, folks, let's close out the news section, and I would like to move into the next portion of the show, which is Realm News, where we will focus in on the part 2 with Mauvais Garçon. Welcome to the Realm News portion of Realm News Flash, where I go ahead and just tell you and brief you on everything that's relevant to Realm News in general, which is typically just me playing a clip to this Thursday's upcoming episode, so that way you get a taste of what to expect. And of course, you already know what to expect, because if you were listening to last week, then you know that I had Mauvais Garçon, the Minecraft content creator, or I should say former Minecraft content creator, because they stopped doing that recently. But they came onto the show, and we recorded like 3 hours together, which is crazy. So be looking out on Patreon for a bonus episode. There's going to be a bonus part that's not going to be released to the public. That is pretty interesting to talk to or just listen to about our discussions. Anyways, part 2 is an interesting second half of our discussion, which you won't want to miss. Here, I'm going to play a clip of Mauvais Garçon and what he wanted from his content creation to be known for.
Yes.
Where would you like to see Mauvais Garçon in 5 years? What is your dream with this brand?
Oh, that's a wonderful question. I would like to be known by genuine Minecraft players as a decent guy that plays Minecraft the way we do. Now, I am not a super builder. I am not one of these guys, and I've seen them, especially now. I'm a YouTuber myself. I do watch more content than I've ever watched because I want to know what other people are doing. You'll see there was a guy called Tridar, who clearly is playing in creative. Nothing wrong with that. Not knocking the creative players. That's your thing. That's taking Sandbox to the next level. You've got everything, so they are then going to build the Arc de Triomphe, and it's going to go wow, because they've got every block available. They are going to make balls in space that are a real ball, and they can make them multicolored because they've got everything, and that's fine. Whereas from my point of view, I am mining everything. I am crafting everything. So where would I like to be in 5 years' time? I'd like to be recognized in the Minecraft community as being a genuine vanilla survival Minecrafter. Makes them want to play Minecraft. I'm hoping at some time in the future to release my world.
Wow.
To put it out online somewhere so that people can then go, yeah, we like Mauvais. Yeah, we'll check his world out and we will follow in his footsteps.
I think it's a brilliant idea.
That's the aim. That's the hope.
I love that.
And because it takes so long to make an episode, I need to be monetized for it to happen. Because like everyone else, you've got to pay your bills, haven't you? Horrible thing to say.
Yes, you do. Making anything. Yeah, like what I say, it's just a passion, honestly, what we do, and it takes a lot of time and effort. So
It really does.
I understand that your aim is to become monetized. And you say, what is your goal? Like 5,000 views per episode? Is that what you're aiming for?
If I could hit 5,000, obviously I've still got to hit the 1,000 subscribers, which I'm at 315, 316, something like that. And believe it or not, Shorts is where you get your subs from. which I still can't get my head around. You get your subscribers from your shorts,
Interesting.
whereas you get your watch hours from you. Because with my content, it's probably the same people watching week in and week out. I know that from the comments. So,
Yeah.
I genuinely have a community of people that watch my content. But if YouTube is no longer putting my content in their feeds,
Mm-hmm.
they're not going to watch it.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
No, I hear you.
but rather than it's a dream. But whatever happens, hopefully I'm leaving a historical record of my world.
I think you're doing a great job with that, Mauvais. Honestly.
Thank you, Dark Lord.
You're very welcome. And I'm looking forward to seeing where your brand goes. It was kind of weird listening to that clip after, having such a great discussion with somebody that's so passionate about the game and had spent literally a year building a brand and just devoting hours, hundreds of hours into producing content. If you're a content creator or an artist out there, then you understand creating something takes an immense amount of energy. Unless you're just whimming it like I am today, then it's pretty low key. But you know me, I write all my scripts typically, unless I'm doing something like today. But anyways, I was saddened listening to that clip with Mauvais Garçon. It was almost gave me an eerie feeling. I was talking to a guy trying to get his 5-year plan on what he wanted to do with Mauvais Garçon, and they don't make it anymore. So anyways, they said something in the end that stuck out to me, that they wanted to be remembered, and I think they are. Something I appreciate about my podcast and having all these guests on the show and writing these episodes in honor of this game and in honor of education, linking it to the great game of Minecraft, is that Realm News isn't just merely a podcast for where I expand your mind one block at a time, but it's almost a time capsule. It's a record. It's keeping these stories preserved, such as Mauvais Garçon. I mean, the myriad of people I've had on the show each have their own unique take, opinion, just taste on the game, and their own personal experiences shared through Realm News, recorded here for, preserved on the internet for eternity until it dissolves, at least. So I'm really happy to have these records kept, and maybe one day Mauvais Garçon's kids will listen to this episode of our discussion and get a taste of their grandpa or great-great-grandpa or great-great-great-great-grandpa. Who knows, Anyways, I just thought it was just an interesting thought. And I would like to leave it there today, folks. And I apologize once again for this not being as thorough as I usually make them, not as structured as I usually make them. It's just, c'est la vie. Anyways, I was delighted to have you all here on a new Realm News flash, and I look forward to you all being here this Thursday with part 2, Mauvais Garçon. And again, please keep a lookout on Patreon. Sign up there on the copper tier, because I'm going to be presenting the bonus episode of Mauvais Garçon, the bits that haven't been released. Anyways, I wish you all a great rest of your day, and happy crafting. The Dark Lord, signing out. Hey, Realm News fans, it's your host, the Dark Lord, the one who puts the real in Realm and expands your mind one block at a time. I am here to tell you that your support means everything. Spread the word by telling friends, liking, and commenting on Spotify or Good Pods. Find me on X, Blue Sky, Reddit, or via email at bio.link/realmnews. For more content, join my Patreon at the Copper tier for early episodes, bonus content, and newsletters. Find out more at bio.link/realm news. No pressure, though. Just keep listening, liking, and sharing. That's more than enough. Happy crafting, and see you at the next Realm News.